ask that you yield.
Oh, okay.
So, in past elections, the idea of an academic college council or a dean's advisory council was talked about by previous campaigns, but never materialized. Would you consider revisiting this initiative?
In our platform, we have said that implementing these final 2 academic councils is key to our success next year. One thing that we've been disappointed with in the WSA this past year is Erin, as Student Affairs Chair, has had the opportunity to implement these final 2 chairs, and for these final 2 academic advisory boards. For various reasons, these have not been implemented, and I would really like to see the Harrod-Putnam team next year work hard to make sure that these are implemented. Additionally, we would like to take this one step further. We would like to create a President's Council where we have a representative from each and every one of these academic advisory boards across campus meet with the WSA administration and our Student Affairs Chair once a month to gauge how students are doing in academic colleges across campus.
Like Lauren, Haley and I realized the importance and the potential for academic boards within the university. During the last couple of years, academic boards have fallen under the responsibilities of the Student Affairs Chair. As the current Student Affairs Chair, many of the initiatives I did this year included working with these boards. I went to a meeting for SLAB, which is the board for the Business Council. I went to one for the Leadership Engineering team, and students within our WSA cabinet met with deans and other colleges to talk about future boards. Aaron Booth, the current president, met with the dean of the colleges of arts and sciences, and they decided that a board needed to be made. So I wrote a proposal for it. The reason the proposal hasn't went anywhere is because our current administration has decided to put a hold on it until next summer, since we have our hands in so many other things. The next board we were looking at is doing a board for the College of Fine Arts. So we agree that it is very important that these academic boards start, and if elected, we're excited to work with the Student Affairs Chair to see these boards blossom across campus. Like Lauren, we agree that a President's Council would be very cool. There used to be one several years ago, and we're excited to see it be brought back to campus. We think it's a great opportunity to once again connect students to administrators.
If elected, Zach and I would like to see these academic advisory boards hit the ground running. We would like to see these put into place during the first semester of next year. We cannot continue to put off some of our goals, and this is a main goal for administration. So again, for various reasons, even though these have been put off for the past year, we really think that this is something that needs to be done right away. This is a great way for students in these different academic colleges to speak with their administration on a regular basis and get their views and their viewpoints expressed to their college dean. Thus, again, we cannot keep pushing these off. This needs to be a first priority, and we need to follow through and do this for the students here on campus.
Last fall, Western Michigan University received continued accreditation by the Higher Learning Commission. One of the areas of potential improvement was developing a coherent, long-term strategic plan. How do you plan to build on the recommendations?
We think it's really great that the HLC recognized how much growth Western has made since their last visit. We think that it is important that Western develops a strategic plan. The first step, or one of the most important steps, was the WSA had a forum this week where students could talk about steps they need to be taken. We think that with a strategic plan, Western will do even better. It's very important that we have a strategic plan because Western is something that is long-standing and isn't just a temporary entity. Western will be here for a very, very long time. To make that happen and to make that happen most successfully, we will need the university with help of the students and the students within WSA to help write a strategic plan.
We agree with everything that Erin said, but we'd like to provide you guys with a little bit more specifics about what we'd like to see done over the next year. Specifically, the strategic plan, where the university goes over the next 20, 30 years, it really needs to be about who WMU is, what we do as a university, and what differentiates us from other academic universities. We need to focus on sustainability, diversity and inclusion, health and wellness, as well as being a student-centered, transparent university. We'd also like to continue being one of the premier research universities in the nation and foster a sense of pride and growth within the university. Thank you.
We agree with something Lauren said, and then something that we thought was really unique and cool that the HLC probably couldn't say about any university is the main thing they said that they really liked on our campus this fall was the amount of pride on campus that students had, how much students cared about the university, and how proud they were to be here. So we definitely want to applaud students for showing how much pride they have every day, and especially when the HLC was here.
All right, this is the final question from our panel, and then we'll begin with the questions from the audience. With the appointment of a dean and partnerships with the local 2 hospitals, a medical school at WMU is becoming a reality. How do you see this impacting our university in the long term?
I think the medical school is one of the best things to happen to Western Michigan University in quite a while. Just this past week, I was giving a campus tour to a family from Minnesota who drove all the way over here. The son was looking at aeronautical engineering, and he was not really aware of the university until he had family in Kalamazoo say, hey, you should really look at Western Michigan University. He researched it, discovered we have one of the nation's best engineering programs, and then also saw that we have a medical school coming within the next few years. And his dad, and I quote, said, "This is amazing. This means that the university is really going places. This is wonderful. I'm excited that this is a reality, and we're looking forward to seeing this, not necessarily within our stay here on campus, but in the future for the next generation of students coming in."
We agree with Lauren. This is something that will be great for the university. We recently had the opportunity to meet the dean of the medical college, Hale B. Jensen. We think that the medical school will thrive on Western's campus. We have 2 hospitals right downtown. Internships will be really easy for students to set up. Like Lauren on tours, both of us always hear students saying things about future careers, and we often hear students asking if there's going to be a medical school. We're excited that soon we will be able to say yes. Even though the medical school will not be here when most of us are here, it increases the value of our degree, and that is something that we must be proud of. With that being said, we must support the medical school because this is something that will stay with Western for many, many, many years to come.
Going forward, we need to remember that the medical school here at Western Michigan University will be the only medical school here in West Michigan. It's extremely important for us to remember this will develop jobs for our students, undergraduate students, as well as the students from the medical school. Developing jobs will be extremely important for our graduates, and we have these 2 hospitals to do so. So going forward, it's a really good thing for us at WMU.
How would you go about selecting your cabinet?
Is this us first?
Yeah.
The most exciting thing that comes with the new WSA president and vice president is the selection of their cabinet. We've had a lot of interest so far, and we're excited to keep hearing that interest and to see new faces. While we are looking for some current WSA leadership to continue their leadership in the WSA, we're very excited to bring outside faces, including some diversity.
So in our platform, we mentioned diversifying the WSA cabinet, senate, and inner committees. When we do these things, we want people from different backgrounds, different cultures, different fields of study, and different interests. We will do so by going out and connecting with different RSOs, underrepresented groups who don't feel they have a voice in the WSA.
There's so much potential for a strong cabinet for next year, and we're very, very excited for the interest that we will continue to get.
Zach and I agree for the most part with everything Erin has said thus far. Additionally, just to kind of round this out a little bit, Zach and I announced our extended slate 2 weeks ago, right before spring break, where we announced Colin Mays, our candidate for Political Affairs Chair, and Kristen Logan, our candidate for University Pride Chair. We were really excited to welcome them to our extended slate because we really felt that they brought a sense of diversity to Zach and myself. Additionally, as a woman, I had the opportunity to meet the first woman president of the WSA this afternoon. I had lunch with her. She was the first woman president in the 1990s. And I think that as a woman, this is an exciting opportunity, and I'm sure Erin will agree with me, to be potentially the 4th woman president of the WSA. Additionally, within our cabinet, we would like to see a diversity with it as well. We want to see transfer students, students from different cultures and backgrounds, graduate students, outside faces, and also non-traditional students. So this is something we're excited about. We're looking forward to making the process accessible, fair, and neutral, and we really feel our cabinet members are the tools through which the WSA accomplishes its goals throughout the year. So we will make sure that we select strong candidates who have great ideas and bring a fresh perspective to the WSA.
The initiatives that are completed by members of the cabinet really, are dependent on the type of people that we have on our cabinet. When Lauren revealed her slate last week, of course, people asked us if we were going to do one, and we had to think about if we were going to do one or not. I have a very unique view on this. I was on a slate with the current president and vice president last year, and it was the first time a slate was done in decades. And while I enjoyed the opportunity, and it was like a preview of the campaign, what I really learned from it is it might be interesting to keep every cabinet position open for any student that comes to us with interest when selected. So that is why we chose not to do a slate. We want there to be as many opportunities as possible for students, but we do think it's an interesting idea, and we do like the people that you did choose.
If elected as president and vice president, how will you maintain an expected level of professionalism while still having the fun social experiences of a student?
This is a very interesting question because as the chair of the Political Affairs Committee, we have the unique opportunity of taking a group of 4 students once a month to the Student Association of Michigan conferences. This is an opportunity for us to bond not only professionally but also socially. However, in the past, this has not necessarily been the best for the Political Affairs Committee, and we've not necessarily always been the best at representing WMU. Through this past year and through my position, I've been able to advocate for specific rules to go into place so that students can have a good time at these meetings, remain professional, but at the same time represent WMU in a positive light while still having fun. So I think that this is a really important question, and I think that it comes down to outlining our expectations of every single cabinet member, not only within the WSA, but also within the WMU community, how they act when speaking with other students, and also how we speak even within our private WSA cabinet meetings.
We agree with what Lauren said, especially about the way Western and other universities conduct themselves at the Student Association of Michigan conferences. As a SAM delegate, along with Lauren, I want to applaud Lauren for making sure that Western was the most professional represented school this year at SAM, and I'm very proud to be in SAM representing Western because of that. There's a couple things that we will be doing to make sure that our cabinet acts professional. When I was on cabinet last year, we had this saying where we would say business in the front, party in the back. So we would probably be using that same example. Our cabinet is there at WSA for business. We're there to represent the students, to work with administrators, but when they're not in cabinet, they have free time to do whatever they would like to do. We want to make sure that the students on our cabinet are aware of how powerful it is to be on cabinet, because often students on campus hold leadership positions and don't realize that everyone knows who they are unless they're wearing a name tag. But we know that our cabinet will be highly visible, so we're excited for the opportunity of cabinet to help our future cabinet members grow and for them to represent WSA appropriately.
Additionally, they will be required to do office hours. In these office hours, this is not a party time. This is not a time to play. You can be social, but you are representing WSA and Western as a whole. They must run committee meetings within the WSA as well during the meetings, and they're free to have them outside of our meetings as well. So being professional at all times is key to us, and that will coincide with us picking our cabinet as well.
I think going forward, it's also important to us to remember that we need to hold people accountable. It's important for us to continue the one-on-ones that we have every month. And with those one-on-ones, we need to remember to continue to grow, foster ideas, and help the remaining, all of cabinet remain professional. And like I said before, the main thing is holding cabinet members accountable.